But it's interesting that Jesus' greatest conflict really wasn't with the Sadducees, it was with the Pharisees. And the Pharisees didn't stop short of the Bible. They actually went way beyond the Bible. They accepted the Bible that Jesus accepted as truth, but they had their own traditions, and they created their own regulations, and they added rules to the Bible. And Jesus referred to them as hypocrites. You hypocrites, Jesus said. You teach as doctrine the traditions of men. You take your own teachings, your own traditions, and you make them on par with the Bible. And you create rules and regulations that go way beyond the Bible. And if we do the same today, then we challenge the very unity that Jesus wants us to have and wants us to live in. And there are people, maybe some of you here today, who have your own inner Pharisee. Your tendency is to go beyond the Bible, and in so doing, you create rules and standards, and then you separate yourself. You're segregated from those who don't keep your rules and your regulations that go beyond the Bible. And disunity follows. And disunity is a tragic result. There are entire churches who do this. There was one in Albuquerque, and I would drive by it every day on my way to work, and they would engage in church marquee wars. Have you ever seen those where one church will war against another church by putting a message up on their marquee? If you haven't seen it yet, it's really, it's funny, but it's also shameful. And as I drove by this church, I was always amazed at what they would put out on their marquee. So for a month, they were against anything that was contemporary musically in worship. Kind of like you can have your new filthy streams of water. We go back to the deep pools of old hymns. It was that kind of a thing. Okay. They were very much against any sort of casual attire in the church coming together. And they made a point of it, much more creatively than I'm communicating it, but they made a point of that in their marquee. They had one translation that they felt was authoritative and every other English translation wasn't, and they championed that cause. And I got to tell you, I began to anticipate every week, okay, what are they going to do this week? What rules do they have that go way beyond the Bible that are going to segregate them and alienate them from the rest of Christianity? As a matter of fact, I was so intrigued by this, I went online to Google them. Guess what? They don't have a website, right? Because the computer is evil. Their computer is wrong. That's what some of us are doing. Some of us live by rules and regulations that go way beyond the Bible, and we're judgmental towards others who don't have our same convictions, and we're separate, and we're divisive. Listen to me, Mars Hill Church. We love the Bible here. We want you to love the Bible. We want you to study the Bible. We've got amazing opportunities for you to study the Bible. In just a few months, we're hosting our first ever National Resurgence Conference in October in a wonderful place, Irvine, California. And the simple theme is because Jesus lives, we live for Jesus. We want to train you in the Bible. We want you to know the Bible. And this is applicable to you, whether you're a pastor at a Mars Hill Church or you are a stay-at-home mom. We want you to come and we want you to be trained. We're going to be rolling out in the next few months Mars Hill training days. We want to teach you the Bible. We want you to be hungry for the Bible. We don't ever want to stop short of the Bible like the Sadducees. And we don't ever want to go beyond the Bible like the Pharisees, because we want to live in the doctrinal unity that Jesus has with the Father and with the Holy Spirit. We need to be Bible people.